Hello, my name is Kirsten. Um, First, want to wish everyone wellness, healthfulness, many blessings, much love. I wanted to make this video because of just one message that is coming through really strong this week for me, and that is to trust your inner knowing. And it can feel like it can come from one of two places, either the heart space, a knowing right here. It can also come from an instinct, just like a gut in your gut. What is your gut telling you? And it could actually come from both places at the same time, or one or the other. But whatever its message is, please tune into that and listen to yourself. This is really important. And the reason I know it's really important is because of an experience that I had. And I just want to share a little bit about that, a little bit about that experience with you. It's detailed in my book, I Was Cursed in Connecticut. But if we take a look sometimes at the micro situations, our experiences that happen in our own lives, oftentimes they run parallel to a macro experience, something that we're all experiencing simultaneously. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the micro story and then how it fits into the macro picture of what's happening today. And my story actually begins with a psychic reading, and I went to a psychic after my mom died. And in that psychic reading, there were many, many truths. I mean, she read those cards, a lot of it that she said was so true. But what happened was she mixed in a lie that said that I was in trouble, that I had to pay her money to fix it, and that if I didn't fix it, I would have negative consequences. And if you've read my book, then you know what happens in the story, that that I did in fact give her money and do whatever she said, mainly so that my mother could be at peace and that a curse that was cast upon my family would be lifted. But of course, the question I always get is, how did you believe her? Like, why did you fall for this? We all know, like, you shouldn't fall for that. And I'll tell you the reason I fell for it is really simple. And it has to do with our frequency. Going in to see this woman, I was grieving. I was in mourning. So my energetic field was very compromised because I was totally shutting down, closed down. And there were a lot of holes, let's put it that way, a lot of entry points for a lie, for a story to sneak in, and negative forces to sneak in. Because I was already at that very low frequency level. And so I was already very vulnerable. And also, what was so appealing about it was that I was so low, and she was actually offering me a solution. She was offering me a way to get out of how low I was, and it worked. You know, I wasn't able to move. I was, kind of not bedridden, but pretty much totally depressed. That's all I wanted to do when I got out of work or got out of my activities. I just wanted to sleep. So she was taking me from just wanting to sleep and wanting to escape to, oh, you have a purpose to live. You can help your mom. You can lift the family curse. And that story was a hook to actually lift me up to the next level and get me out of the situation that I was in. And so that's how that happened. Now, what happened after that was I was energetically now susceptible to really negative influence and energies, and I experienced physical harm because of this. So that's the micro story. And if we look at what's happening in our world, we have a lot of fear coming at us. There's a lot of fear, panic, and there is also a story that goes with that fear. You know, you should all be afraid because of this, 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 and this is why it happened. And so I'm going to offer you now a solution of what we all need to do to solve that problem. Now, you might be saying this is a great solution, and that's okay. Others out there might be feeling in their bodies, maybe it's from their gut, maybe it's in their heart, that the story on the level of the mind that's coming in maybe has some problems with it. Maybe you're going like, that doesn't really make sense. Or, I don't really get that. Or, I just don't feel comfortable with this. I don't know what it is, but I'm just getting this weird, uncomfortable feeling with the story that's coming through. And I also, in my experience, have had those moments. I'm sure we all have. In the beginning when I was kind of falling for what the psychic was saying, I was getting these kind of signals like, oh, that doesn't really make sense to me, or like, I don't really get why I have to do this, this, and this, but I kind of quelled my questioning and went along with it. So I think in this situation, I think we have to be really tuning in to all of those places, those little places where we feel a little weird or a little awkward or a little uncomfortable or it sounds a little funny. We have to question it. And I'm not suggesting going down 5 million rabbit holes and watching, or reading millions of books to try to figure it out. We really don't need to do that. It's really in here already. How I broke free from my experience, what I was undergoing, all of that darkness, all of that, I shouldn't say darkness, but malevolent. There's really I have no problem with dark. I love the night. I love dark. But malevolent, evil energy. How I broke free from that was actually through an embodied experience where my nervous system became very coherent and I was fully able to receive the wisdom that my body knew all along, that what the psychic was telling me was a lie. And just that gave me the power to take action, to protect myself, to take my power back, and to live a life free from negative energies, malevolent energies, evil energies. So we have the power already within. But when we're in fear, when we're in this frequency, our brain and our nervous system is only focused on our survival. We just want to survive. Like me, I just wanted to get from here to here, and that's all I wanted to do. When we are able to actually find coherence, be embodied, relax into our being, we're able to access more knowledge, more information, and it's not coming from outside sources at all. It is coming from within, but we can only access that when we're coherent in our nervous system. So I would highly recommend, however you get coherent, if it's walking, if it's moving, if it's meditating, if it's putting your hand on your body, breathing, all of those resources that you know, all of the things that you know how to connect to you, use them now, use them for good. Allow others to also, become more in tune with themselves. Because as soon as you become more coherent with you, automatically people around you also will attune in a more coherent way to themselves. So that's my message. I know this is a long video. I love you. And to my writers, I know I made a video not too long ago. I'm still here for you. Please reach out to me, because one of the most powerful things we can do right now is write our truths on paper. However taboo or however, long you've kind of kept them, held them back, when you write them on paper, there is a different level of healing that happens. And there can be a level of healing for others that is so profound. And we need those truths now so that we can actually find our way through. And on the other side of this, actually happening simultaneously along with all of this is what's going on, is that beautiful, amazing, heart-centered world that I know we are creating. So please listen to yourself. And if you need to speak your truth or write your truth, I am here to support you in that. Many blessings.